hated nature for 7 years. But then on the 12th of March 2008, he finally had to move on to another level. The big hero in my life is my dad. And I learned so many things of my dad. I admire so many things. The one thing I admire the most, he was a natural-born networker. This guy connected with everyone, which led to weird situations. Picture the scene. We're in a restaurant. I'm 14 years old, at the peak of puberty. In Spanish they call it vergüenza ajena, external shame. So I'm sitting there with my mom in the corner of the restaurant. We had never been to the place. And my dad, after 3 minutes in the place, he walks into the kitchen, talks to the chef he had never met in his life, and says, "So what do you put in this sauce?" Dad! But like father, like son. At university in Bamberg, Bavaria, my friends, they called me the socializer. Later at my company where I worked for, KPMG, I connected with everyone, the socializer, the networker. Of my first 104 clients, 43% are direct network and 48% are based on recommendations coming from my then network. I'm a natural-born networker. So what are those success factors, those drivers of great networking? I never thought about it, but for this video, I reflected a lot. And for me, it's 6 blocks, 6 C blocks. The first C, curiosity. Have you read this book? I haven't, but I know what it's all about because the title says it all. And when I reflect on my time at KPMG in Barcelona, 5 years in Barcelona, literally I never had lunch alone. I never ate alone. And people ask me, why can't you have lunch alone? Because I love to meet new people. I'm curious about their stories, about who they are, about why they're here. And if you're not curious about other people, maybe the networking thing is not your thing. The second C, clubs. Social clubs. How great is that? I mean, you go into a social club and you meet many people. Woohoo! I am a member of Toastmasters International, the world's biggest public speaking club. I'm a member of Rotary International, the biggest humanitarian club in the world. I'm a member of the Círculo de Liceo, the Liceo Opera House. I'm a member of Barcelona Global, an organization to make Barcelona even better. I love social clubs because there I meet all these people. If you want to be a networker, get into social clubs. The third C is a bit more complicated, comprehension. Now you're in these social clubs and you connect with all those people, different passions, different intellectual backgrounds, different hobbies, different interests. You have to talk about history and politics and culture and art and football and drinking in bars and drinking champagne at cocktail parties. You have to slip on all parquets, my friend. You have to be capable to understand, to comprehend many facets in life, to connect with many people. What can you do? One of my heroes in my exchange studies, 97, 98 in Barcelona, was Kurt Johnson. Kurt Johnson from Shelbyville, Indiana. He could talk about literally everything. And you know what he did? Every week he read the entire Economist. If you read The Economist from A to Z, I guarantee you, you can talk about anything, you will comprehend anything. The fourth block, connection. I always loved this formula. The Trust Equation by Meister, Green, Gelford. Harvard professors who published this one first in the year 2000. I love it because of its simplicity, and it really makes sense because the number one success factor in professional services, this is where the study comes from, is of course trust. And the ingredients for trust are here. Credibility plus reliability plus intimacy divided by self-orientation. Now, as a networker, you go to networking events, business events, cocktail parties. Can you really increase or improve all those values? I don't know, but one value you can raise right away: intimacy. You know what I talk about at a cocktail party after 2 minutes? About my ex-wife, about my future wife, about my son Alvaro and his getting into puberty, about my passion for football, for music, for public speaking. I talk about my passions. I ask philosophical questions. I go deep. I raise the bar of intimacy in 2 minutes. And my experience in 46 years of networking is, it's never a problem. Because when I open up, they open up. Raise your level of intimacy, because then you connect. Do you remember the formula? Did you see what was in the denominator? The S stands for self-orientation. The moment that other people realize that it's all for you, trust goes zero. Mathematical. That's the beauty of that formula. Lao Tzu, the great Chinese philosopher, said, act without expectation. A great networker acts without expectation. We are contributors. We contribute. We help others. Because our driver is not to find business. Our driver is to connect with human beings. And because of that, in the end, they love you. And because of that, they recommend you to other people. But it's not because you want business. It's because of your attitude of contribution. Act without expectation. The sixth and final block. Core. The core of networking. That is Abdul. His name is Abdul is a chapter in my book Patterns for Better Communication. Once I spoke at a consulting firm about the importance of networking. I could have said that as a networker, you should treat all people the same way, whether it's the CEO of a multinational or the cleaning staff of your own company. This would have been the normal, expected approach. But it wouldn't have been tangible to my audience. I wanted to give a concrete example instead, with a name and a face. So at one point in my speech, I asked those 71 highly educated and highly professional financial advisors, does anyone in this room know the name of that kind gentleman who opened the door of your car this morning when you arrived? Does anyone know the name of that same gentleman who opened the door of the hotel and greeted you with such a warm and welcoming smile? Does anyone know his name? Silence. After a long, uncomfortable pause, I continued. His name is Abdul. He's been living in Germany for 26 years. He has 2 children. And he comes from the northern part of Islamabad. He's supremely proud of what he has accomplished in his life. Networking is not about collecting business cards, nor is it about short-term professional success. Networking is about having a passion for people. If you treat the CEO of a too big to fail bank any different from the way you treat Abdul, then you need an attitude adjustment right now. The core of networking is kindness. And I've seen too many people who are nice to big shots and they treat their waiters like shit. Cannot stand them. A networker is kind. A networker contributes. A networker connects. A networker comprehends. A networker is a glubber, a social glubber, and a networker has curiosity for human beings. If you have curiosity for other people, what are you waiting for? You can always raise your networking game. Just don't wait too long.
Because, like my friend and leadership guru Conanine always says, networking is like brushing your teeth. When the hole is there, it's too late.
Today, I'm that dad. And when I'm with my Special Rose and my Alvaro 13 and we are in this Paco Meralgo, our favorite tapas place in Barcelona, and we're sitting there at the bar, and then comes in the chef, the big chef, Giuseppe, the big guy, the big chef with his white hat. And I said, "Hey Giuseppe!" Giuseppe, man! Alvaro's sitting there thinking, "Dad, but what can I do? I'm a natural born networker, just like